Welcome back. Welcome back, you guys, to Fight Girls Fights platform. For those of you who are new to this platform, my name is Shamika, and I am a triple negative breast cancer survivor. Yes. All right, you guys. Today we're going to talk about MRIs, my personal experience with the breast MRI. Again, let's do a quick recap. I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer August of 2022. And the different things that I experienced, we went through the original or initial diagnostic mammogram and what that was like. Also, the ultrasound to confirm the diagnostic mammogram. We went through the biopsy process and what my experience was. And the last episode or the last video, we actually went through the different things that I sat with my nurse navigator. And again, at different facilities, they're called different things. This could just be a nurse that is there. But my experience with my nurse navigator, the things that she told me, the information that she provided for me. And again, she gave no results. This was just based off of the malignant diagnosis. Now, at this point, I am still waiting for all of the answers as I'm going through my appointments, okay, in this process. So what happened next for me was the MRI. I've had MRIs done before. What is an MRI? MRIs, in regular English terms, it's this big old machine, right? So it's this huge machine and it has a tunnel, literally a tunnel that goes through it. And it is a tunnel. For the closed MRI machines, the tunnel's particularly small, right? You can't move, okay? You're just in this tube. Look at it like that. For those people who are claustrophobic, there are open MRIs at some facilities. If you find yourself being a claustrophobic person, you don't like really tiny, confined, small spaces, you most definitely want to reach out to your oncologist or whomever ordered your MRI. Typically, it's your oncologist, or if you have not met with your oncologist yet, because sometimes in this situation, you may meet with your oncologist and then your MRI was already scheduled after your oncology. For me, I had my MRI the same day I met my oncologist. My MRI was that morning. I met with my oncologist that afternoon. But ask them, if you find yourself to be a claustrophobic person, just ask them, say, hey, listen, I'm claustrophobic. Is there any way I can do an open MRI? That I don't have the answer to, but ask your oncologist or, again, whomever is ordering the procedure or the test, right? So ask them about the closed MRI. But an MRI provides detailed images. Yes, you had your diagnostic mammogram. Yes, you had your ultrasound. However, an MRI, this is my clinical self tapping in, it divides you up into 2 centimeter pieces, right? But it's a closer, clearer look and view at everything, right? So an MRI are magnets that kind of go around and they make this loud noise. For this particular procedure, for my MRI, it was extremely loud, but we're going to get into that. But that's what an MRI is. It actually gives a clearer view of that particular area, but it also is going to look at both breasts and it's going to look at everything, right? So that's what it does. The MRIs are used for staging. Okay, so yes, like I said, you had your diagnostic mammogram done. You had your ultrasound done after your mammogram to get a closer look to see if a biopsy is needed. Once they decide, yeah, it looks a little suspicious, we're going to get the biopsy, then you're going to have your MRI is usually how the next diagnostic piece. Okay, so let me tell you about my MRI. Now, some of you are, okay, how about this? Excuse my personality, okay? Because I told you from the beginning, this is unscripted. I am not trying to be super professional and let you know everything and be stern. I am giving you motivation. I'm giving you support. I'm giving you encouragement at the same time as informing you about everything that is going to happen. Again, it may not happen in the order that it happened for me, but these things are done depending on your staging, right? Okay, so here we go. I am there for my MRI. My angel, one of my angels that I discussed earlier, I'm going to recap. I have 2 angels in this process with me, and both of them are family members, and both of them have been through breast cancer. One of my angels has stage 0. She's at the very beginning, in situ, and she handled it. Medications afterwards, she did not have triple negative. My other angel, stage 3, she did not have triple negative either, and different, so I had a range. Thank God. All right. So my angel went with me. She was there with me. We had plans. After the MRI, we were going to go have breakfast, and then we're going to make it on over to my oncology appointment to talk to my oncologist. Okay. So I walk in and I am encouraged. I am thinking positively. Everything is going to be fine. Let's get this done. Let's see what we got to do to kill this cancer. That's what my mindset was. That's how I handle things. I'm like, kill it. Okay? Seriously, that's what I was. So I walked in, I checked in, I had a seat. I was a little nervous. I've had MRIs done before. So I didn't think or feel a need to YouTube or research breast MRIs. I did not. So what I did was I just walked in with the knowledge that I had, and I was going to have this MRI done. No problems, no issues, no concerns. I walk in, they call me back, I get undressed, I do everything they tell me to do. They walk me through this door. I see the MRI machine. Hey, I've done this before. This is easy stuff. I've done it. Oop, I got this done. I got this down. We got this, God. Then she tells me to take off my my gown that they provided me. She tells me to take it off. And I'm looking at her like, take it off? She's like, yeah, take off your gown because okay. So now I'm not a shy person. As you probably have noticed, I am very transparent. I don't mind taking off my shirt in front of people. It does not everybody, but people, right? Medical people. I'm in labor. I don't have any clothes on. Like, that's just how I do it because I'm just like, I don't care. You're here to learn, right? You're medical. You've seen this before. This ain't your first time seeing all this. So I'm like, but I was kind of taken back. Take off my shirt. She's like, yeah, go ahead and take off your stuff. And, and then I'm like, okay, all right. And I'm sitting there thinking, I don't remember taking off my shirt before, right? Trying to go back and pet in the past and say, I don't remember this. Okay. Then she's like, okay. She pulls up a cute little stool and she's like, step on up. And she's like, you're going to lay flat on your stomach right here. And I'm like, lay flat on my stomach. And I'm thinking, where my breasts going to go? I really have to pause on this because your breasts, they actually have two openings where your breasts go. One in one and one in the other. And they're just hanging. I'm just being honest. I'm telling you this. Excuse my personality, you guys. I'm not trying to offend nobody. I'm like, this is serious. Yeah, it's serious. It is a serious thing. But if you guys, sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying. Okay, so you get up, I climbed on there and had to make sure my breast was lined up. She had to move the little things, the holes, and laying flat. My breast just hanging. Face down. She gives me earplugs to put in my ears. I hope you guys get earplugs. If they don't offer them to you, ask them if they have them. Okay, because it was loud. This one was loud for me. I don't remember any other MRI being this loud. I don't know why, but this one was. And they press a button and then the table rises. And as the table is rising, they're just hanging through these 2 little holes. And I'm like, in my mind, I thought, oh my gosh, why didn't I YouTube this? And the second thing I thought was, where's the farmer? So I said to the MRI tech, hey, you guys, where's the farmer? And they were like, where's the farmer? What? And I'm like, I feel like I'm about to be milked. Where's the farmer with his little stool and his little bucket? And they just fell out laughing because, again, sometimes you have to laugh to help so you won't cry. So the MRI proceeded on it moved me right into the tube. And while I'm in the tube, they let me know, listen, this is going to take some time. Now, my MRI was with and without contrast, and which means that I did receive, you know, an injection or an IV type of intravenous type thing where they do dye, they do without dye, then they do with dye, and you can feel that. It's nothing like a CT scan where it feels like you're wetting yourself or you have a warm sensation. However, I felt a little different when the dye came through, but it wasn't anything scary. As I was in the tube and the MRI was going, this MRI took a good length of time. It wasn't like the traditional MRI where you kind of go in and it's like a 3-minute thing. This MRI took a good length of time. It felt like forever, but maybe about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. It felt like forever for me. It may have been shorter, but for me, it felt about that length of time because they do the MRI without contrast, and then they do the MRI with it. Either way, I was humming through, I was praying through, I was allowing the sounds that were coming through, although I had earplugs in. It was extremely loud, but it was nothing compared to without. But I was just comfortable and focused and just trying to relax as much as possible. So I was thinking about things and, again, praying, humming, just good stuff. Nothing negative, good stuff. Now, again, the MRI gives actual sizing of that tumor, and it will tell them exactly, which then tells them what stage or around which stage you are moving into or what stage you are, right? So based off of the ultrasound measurements, that is then going to tell you tell the doctors if you need this done. Again, this is not anything that is invasive. It is literally just to stage you. And just to, and it also allows them to see if there's anything else in there that may be really, really tiny that the ultrasound did not pick up or the mammogram did not pick up, but it lets them know everything that's going on, not only in one of your breasts, but in both of your breasts. So, mind you, whenever you feel it, I felt it in my right breast, the ultrasound was my right breast. The biopsy was my right breast. The MRI is actually on both, in case we didn't check, which is a great way to kind of make sure that it's not in any other place other than what you originally or where you originally found it. So what happens after the breast MRI, you may add, like I said, for me, you're waiting on the results to come in. My results were stat because my oncology appointment was later on the afternoon, and they wanted to give me and provide all the answers to my oncologist so that he can then give them to me, and then we can discuss everything. He can tell me what he thinks is best, and then we can come up with a plan together. And also by that time, you'll know which type of breast cancer you have. At that time, I found out, or was confirmed for me, that I had triple negative. Okay, so that's when I found out everything. All the imaging was done. My biopsy results came back. And then this was a time for my MRI results to then come back to kind of finalize and piece everything together, to put the puzzle, shall I say, together for my plan or my treatment plan or my options. Some people go and they walk out without a plan because they may want to look at holistic care depending on their stage or what the results state. Other people may walk out with a full plan. I walked out with a full plan because, as I said in my previous videos, I used every bit of research that I was given, every bit of resource, that I was given in order to formulate, okay, if it's this, then this is what I'm going to do. If it's this is what I'm going to do. I had looked up everything that was on the websites, that was in the pamphlets, that was in the booklets, to help me have a better understanding of what my oncologist was talking about. Mind you, I had never met my oncologist before. Not only was this a meet and greet, but this was everything. Hey, how you doing? This is my name. How you doing? Da, da, da. And I, in that amount of time, had to try to build some type of rapport and trust in this person that I just met. It's a lot. It is a lot to swallow. Some people, again, walk out without a plan because they need to think about it. Should I get a second opinion? Should I get a second opinion and figure out, is this really what I have? Is this really what's going on? I will say this. Second opinions are always a good thing, if that's what you choose to do, depending on what is presented to you in your original oncology appointment. Now, if it's a situation where you are battling with time, it may take a while to get that second opinion. Keep that in mind. But whatever decision you make sure that you have all of, as my grandmother would say, ducks lined up in a row. That you are informed not only by that oncologist, but the information that has already been provided, the websites. Figure things out prior to that appointment. Another thing that I will say is, before you walk into your oncology appointment, please, any questions that you have, number one, write them down. You're going to totally forget everything when you're there. You're going to forget. So much information is going to come to you. And I'm going to show you in a moment all the information I was handed. And I was just like, what? He handed me it was like a pack, like this thick. And it had research and everything that needed to be done with this and this. So when you oncologists, by the way, again, I've been in medical field for at this point, I was 22 years. Clinical, I was clinical for a very long time. And then I got my degree and became administrative as an admin. And then I did surgery schedule. I did managing. I've done everything in the medical field except for diagnose patients and give them prescriptions. I've worked front desk. I've worked checkout. I've been in the lab. I've done everything except for become a doctor, right? So I was very well informed prior to my diagnosis. But even then, again, being on the medical team as far as serving the patients and being a patient is two different things. I thought I could do this. I got this. I've been in the medical field for 20-something years. But I'd never experienced it in this way before, right? So you want to make sure you're well informed and that you have done your research. Make sure that all the questions that you have, do that time from the moment you get the initial diagnosis that yes, it is malignant. All questions you have, write them jokers down. Any research you do, any of the websites that I've provided or have been provided for you, any of the pamphlets, any of the booklets, if you have further questions, write them down. The second thing is, try your best to take someone with you. Please. Some of us don't have family. And us meaning us. Some of us don't have family. They don't have resources or a village. They don't have who I call my angels. They don't have that, and they're alone. For those of you who do not have that, what I would suggest you do is, if you do have a nurse navigator, or if you build a rapport with the person who broke down hey, you malignant, this is the different types of breast cancer it could be, if you ask them, hey, can you come in here with me? Because it may be things that you don't think to ask that they will ask for you. Definitely it will be things that you don't think to ask and they will ask for you. So it's a great, ask someone from your church if you go to church. Ask someone at work that you're really, really comfortable with. And when all else fails, pull out your phone and say, hey, I don't have anybody with me. Is it okay if I just record what we talk about? And the doctor should say yes. He or she should say yes. It's okay, because you're alone. All the information that he's going to give you is information that you've never heard of before, or if you've been doing the research that I suggested, it makes sense, but you're in a state of still in a sense of shock, so you may not hear or remember anything that he says, to be honest with you. It's a lot of information. Take a deep breath and do it. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel embarrassed. This is the time when you're going to ask your questions. So let's move on to my oncology visit with my doctor.